friends. It is Vlogmas Day 23. It's Christmas Eve. It's exciting. Although I still can't really believe it's Christmas Eve because, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it should be here already. And yeah, tomorrow's gonna be my last day of Vlogmas. This is crazy. And I was totally gonna do this video, like for real, like in front of like a Christmas tree or something. But I totally lost track of time this morning, and now I have to go to work, and I have a stupid mid-shift, and I would film this later today, but by the time I get home, all the light's gonna be gone, because it's winter. There's that. But anyway, I only got one question for my Q&A, but it was actually a really good question, and I was like, I could totally do a whole video on just that topic. So, yay! So, someone had asked me, they had put in the comments that they had noticed that I mentioned I was Lutheran, whether they saw it on my videos, on my Twitter, or whatever, and asked, like, so, how Lutherans, we follow, this, like, church liturgical calendar, and right now in the season of Advent, and they asked, like, okay, how do you keep the spirit of Advent alive during the season versus buying into all the commercialism, like tips and stuff like that. So I actually this year have been super bad about really thinking more about Advent versus just like Christmas. This is actually the beginning of the liturgical church calendar year. Advent, the first 4 weeks before Christmas. So these weeks that December before Christmas, that usually ends up landing on like either the last Sunday of November or the first Sunday of December, depending on all of that. And usually for Vlogmas, last couple years, I've been doing a Letters to Advent style of vlog. For some reason, I didn't do that this year. I'm not really sure why. Maybe because I kind of just like vlogged last minute. I don't know. I don't really know why I didn't do it this way this year. And I also usually do the Advent wreath. And so there are 4 candles which represent each of the 4 weeks of Advent, and then there's the candle in the middle to kind of represent the coming of Christ. And Advent really is a focus on waiting, and it's a season that's supposed to be very reflective and waiting for the coming of Christ, like the first coming of when he was born, and so we're waiting for Christ to be born. But then we're also then anticipating and waiting for him to come again. And I don't know, that's just like a message that really always hits home for me, and it's something I always end up thinking about a lot, like because of Advent, but just because I think just like a lot of the bad things of the world tend to be magnified this time of the year, and so you really are thinking about like, we're waiting for the happier times, we're waiting for the good times, we're waiting for when things are gonna get better. And so I do end up thinking about that a lot personally, just because, not necessarily because I'm intentionally thinking about it, I just happen to be thinking about it a lot. I didn't do my Advent wreath this year, and I don't know why. And then a lot of Lutheran churches, they'll have services on Wednesday evenings during Advent. Totally didn't go to those either because of work. I haven't even been able to go to like Sunday morning church a lot lately because I've been working on Sunday mornings. And so it's been actually really hard this year for me to focus on the season of Advent. Growing up as kids, my sister and I did the Advent wreath every week, and we would light one of the candles and add on to it, and they represent hope, peace, joy, and love. And then we also had an Advent calendar, and a lot of people still do Advent calendars, and they have like little candies or something in them. Our Advent calendar, though, I think it was like a spectacular Advent calendar because we used it literally every year growing up, and it was like this like big pop-up Victorian London like scene. And inside of all of the little doors and windows was a mini ornament, like a little mini wooden ornament, and we would put it on our mini tree that we would keep in the den. And I don't know where that Advent calendar went, but it was a pretty spectacular Advent calendar. And I have been reading from the She Reads Truth app. They are an app focused for Christian women, and they have like a bunch of devotionals and stuff, and they have one for Advent every year, and I do read their devotions every day. I haven't read the one for today yet. And so yeah, so that's how I usually keep the spirit of Advent, except I haven't this year, other than reading the devotions every day. So yeah, I've been a bad Lutheran this year, but I feel like I'm always a bad Lutheran. So, and that was, yeah, but anyway, that was me putting on my former youth ministry cap and teaching you all more about Lutherans and Advent and all of the things. Thank you so much for watching. I love your faces. Merry Christmas Eve, and I will see you all tomorrow for my final Vlogmas video. I don't know what I'm going to do for it yet. We'll see.